These OCToys Vegito kits are not perfect by any means, but I think the sculpt and likeness is really strong and really good for Buu Saga Vegito, but I know that it may not be exactly right for Dragon Ball Super. A lot of expression in these faces. Even the neutral face has this kind of cocky, asymmetric eye squint going on, and I think it looks really good. The seams are not perfect. That's probably one of the weaker points. The connection to the faces isn't as clean as you might expect on like official figures. Once Kong released their Super Saiyan 3 Vegito on the 3.0 Vegito body, I was eagerly awaiting some sort of 3.0 head accessory kit to put on it because I really don't care about Super Saiyan 3 Vegito at all. I mostly want the Super Saiyan and base form head, and these OCToys really delivered for me. I think there's a couple options out there. I think TK and HM are the two other Vegito kits that I'm aware of that are either out right now or coming out very soon. They don't come with as many faces and accessories as the OC ones for the price, and so that's ultimately why I went with these OCToys, and I'm really satisfied with the quality. You get so much, and there are tons of faces included, and every face has really nice silver and gold paint on the Potara earrings. Some of the face sculpts look a little wonky. The shouting Super Saiyan face in particular is probably the one that looks the most weird, which is really exaggerated and can look good in some lighting at some angles and with just the right aggression in the pose to warrant the extreme expression. Like there, it doesn't look too bad. Definitely has its good side and its not so good sides, but from some angles, it kind of reminds me of Super Saiyan 3 Goku from early Dragon Ball Super, where he's fighting Beerus and the animation was super rushed. It can look really cool from other angles. Like I think from a low angle, it looks awesome. Each kit comes with like 5 or 6 faces, and this is the one out of all of them that looks a little off to me. So that's pretty good. I also did get the Keyblade accessories. I didn't have any before, so there's 3 different color options, a gold one, a blue one, and a white one. They look really nice as well, especially under some bright lights. I did get all 3 sets, and the main reason for that was you had to get what I consider like a completely essential Vegito Yosha face. And another nice thing, they come with adapters for the various Vegito neck pegs that are out there. I think this one is the 3.0 Kong neck peg, but there's also, I believe, a 2.0. Don't make a Vegito figure without this face. The other downside of this set is it's a little bit hard to come by any Vegito figure to put it on. Even the official ones are very scarce. 2.0 at this point. Only Kong or Beast Deities has done a 3.0, and that 3.0 body is quite expensive, and mine has a problem with the left arm not wanting to remain connected, and so it's definitely not an ideal situation to be putting out a Vegito head kit for no body, but Demoniacal Fit has made 2 different 2.0s, and for some reason is releasing a third 2.0 Vegito when they have the 3.0 Goku body already. I don't really get that move, and I've seen some people say that those faces look better than the OCToys faces, and nah man, no. Those 2.0 Vegito faces are kind of rough. They are pretty much just a clone of the Tamashii ones, but they're showing their age a little bit. So anyways, yeah, not on that page at all, but if you are after a 3.0 Vegito, OCToys also has put out a listing for a 3.0 Vegito that comes with some different windswept hair sculpt options and comes in 3 different colors. One that's pretty similar to this color palette from Beast Deities. One that looks like he kind of has a Super Saiyan God aura around him, and a third one, which I've actually pre-ordered, which has a darker, almost navy blue outer gi, which is how Vegito appears in the Z anime during the Buu saga, and is definitely my preference as far as his color palette goes. Quality of that figure has yet to be determined. OCToys has never released a figure before. Order at your own risk. It might be hot garbage, but we'll see. And I'm not sure whether they are teaming up with another third party to help manufacture it. Like, I heard rumor that Tonsen had teamed up with Black Hole Toys to make their figures. I hope it turns out good. I'll be happy to have a Vegito with more of a Z color scheme, and hopefully one whose arm remains attached. I think the brown for the base form head is a nice base color, but the highlights have a little bit too reddish, pale brown, and it's a little bit distracting. It doesn't bother me a ton, but it's just something to know. It works for me, and the sculpt is still really good. If you wanted to repaint it, it wouldn't be too hard because the hair is totally separate from the faces. So there's no need to worry about getting paint on the face or anything like that if you did try to repaint it. Overall, the OCToys Vegito kits have more than satisfied my quest for a good set of 3.0 Vegito Super Saiyan and base form heads. The Super Saiyan blue head is also very nice, and the interchangeable effect parts have all worked really well. I haven't had problems swapping them other than just the problems with the base figure itself where the arm pops off. Yeah, honestly, a little bit overwhelming in terms of the amount of stuff that they include. I don't really have a need to get another set. What I need is another Vegito body to use them on, so hopefully that OCToys one comes through. If not, maybe eventually a Tamashii 3.0 or 4.0 at this point would be pretty cool. Overall thoughts on the Beast Deities 3.0 Vegeta sets are pretty positive. By far the best looking Vegeta in this type of armor that we've gotten. A few words of caution, however. Have some silicone oil or other lubricant you know is safe to use on plastic on hand. They had some very tight joints out of the box, especially the shoulders and the torso joints. And I'm very glad that I pre-ordered 2 of the blue armor version, because the first one that I opened, I was trying to lubricate the left shoulder and it broke. So this is the second copy, and so far so good, but I am very careful now when moving the shoulders to only grab them by the ball and not by the arm. If you grab it by the arm and try to move it, you're going to be putting stress on that peg. The 3.0 hallmarks are carried out here really well. Of course, he's got the butt sculpt, but, you know, I think it's easy enough to just do a front-back split and twist the waist slightly. That's a little bit closer to how humans do it anyways, so that works just fine for me. The kicking out to the side, he does have the problem with these thigh scoops where they kind of run into the waist. You might be able to feed it under there, but I haven't really wanted to push it just given the experience I had with that first copy's left arm. The butterfly joints aren't amazing, and I think it's because the ball peg that goes down into the torso is not long enough, and so you're not able to really pull the shoulder socket out to get past the chest armor, and that's about as far out as I can safely pull it. And again, you want to be really careful putting any pressure on the shoulders. That's even trailing behind 2.0 shoulder, butterfly shoulder range a little bit. The other positives about the 3.0 shoulders are still here. However, he can roll the shoulder all the way around, and they can also go back, so he can kind of pull his shoulder back if he's winding up a punch or something. But yeah, they're a little more stiff than I would like, as is the abdomen joint. I've seen some people saying you need to mod this, but really I think the problem is there's a ball peg going down into a hinge joint, and that hinge was so stiff it wasn't moving. So I very carefully pushed the torso back all the way so I could get a gap to put some silicone oil into the ball joint. That oil allowed me to safely pop the torso apart at that mid joint and then go at the hinge with the silicone oil. And when you do that, you actually get the full range that you're supposed to going forward. It's still a little stiff, and you gotta push it past the lower abdomen. I think if you really wanted to maximize it, you would have to trim inside the chest, because that is colliding with the front armor piece, but that might make the upper body a little unstable, so I'm not going to do it. But you can see, I mean, he gets like 30 degrees ab crunch. It's not as bad as people are making it out to be, where, I mean, I've seen pictures that are like, here's the leaning back is great, and here's the ab crunch, and it's that, and that's just not the full extent that you can get. I mean, demonstrated it. Oh, there you can see the lower ball joint at the waist, which really doesn't give too much pivot. It's mostly swivel. It's maybe like less than 5 degrees pivot in any direction, but you can see that's about the full extent of the ab crunch. But yeah, other than that, I mean, it's really, really good. The ankles, being able to pose Vegeta with a 45-degree ankle pivot. Head sculpts came out great. There's some really fun face options spread across all 4 of the different figures. Windswept hair options, like this face. I don't know, for some reason this one looks like Paul McCartney to me. I think it's the cheeks and the fact that he could be singing here. Anyhow, really pretty happy with these Vegeta figures. I really like the spacesuit, the Xeno Vegeta spacesuit version. I guess they're all spacesuits, aren't they? I have noticed a little bit of like lighter color marks that seem like they're under the black. I don't know whether this is like the Mafex symbiote Spider-Man, where it's some kind of black finish over a lighter plastic, but maybe it's whatever they're using to make it nice and matte. If that rubs off, it can like bunch up and has a tendency to like appear white if it gets like scraped together. That could be it. The torso range on this one needed lubricated, but it's pretty good too. This armor design is pretty cool. I haven't watched Dragon Ball Heroes, but I think having like an alternate battle suit for Vegeta is definitely a cool option. But if you are more into the classic, there's a version that's up for pre-order on 5K Toys, I think. Glad that there's a 3.0 Vegeta that exists. You see issues I expected a little bit with a new mold. I am very disappointed that one of them broke on me. I'm looking forward to Tamashi's adult Daima Vegeta coming out next year, since that's also a 3.0 Vegeta body that's basically his classic blue Saiyan suit. I don't really like the art style for the head, so I'll probably be swapping that out with either these Beast Deity heads or the Tonsen ones. It's interesting they made the bangs separate from the faces. Usually Vegeta's bangs are painted onto the faceplates, but I think this has worked out pretty well. The Widow's Peak is a little bit raised off the forehead, but from most angles it really looks fine. And from the side, it just doesn't bother me that much, but definitely something to point out. But other than that, I'm really happy with these. May your joints remain smooth, fluid, and unbroken. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.